Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Code Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The recitation is the 13th pauri from Bihagada Ki War, Mahalla Tija. There are two saloks and a pauri. We'll recite the saloks first, one by one. The first salok Mahalla Tija. Eha Sandhia Parvan hai, जित हर प्रभ मेरा चित आवे, हर स्यों प्रीत उपजै, माया मोह जलावे, गुर प्रसादी दुबदा मरै, मनुआ अस्थिर संध्या करे विचार, नानक संध्या करे मन मुखी, जियो न टिकै मर जम्मै होए खुआर. So Eha Sandhia Parvan hai. Only that worship. Sandhya is the worship that the Hindus perform both in the morning and in the evening. It's ritual worship. But the Guru here is saying that only that worship can be considered fruitful. Eha Sandhya Parvan hai, by which the all-knowing master comes to abide in the mind. Jit har prabh mera chit ave. What that means is that any worship must lead to self-awareness. It must lead to a recognition or a realization of one's true nature and an affinity for wisdom. And this, no amount of ritual can bring you. No amount of external ritual. This calls for a move inward. So that's the condition, that only that worship is fruitful by which the master is known and by which love for the self arises in the mind. Harsyo preet upajai, maya moh jalave, and my attachment, my clinging to the things of the world, meaning things that are transitory, that are fleeting, diminishes. Maya moh jalave. So here he's laying out the conditions for what true worship consists of. And how does that happen? This can happen only when duality of thought, cognitive dissonance, when you hold opposing views, that means you lack clarity. It also means duality of thought means where your intuitive awareness, your intuitive faculties are at odds with your cognitive faculties. So you have to resolve that. It is because of that out of sync situation that your mind is never still or stable or steadfast. And that duality of thought, the Guru says, can be banished, can be taken care of only through grace of Gur wisdom. Gur prasadi dubda mara. Manua asthir. Then the mind becomes steady, steadfast. And then sandhya kare vichar. Then your worship, true worship, can begin. And what is it? Vichar. It means to reflect on virtue, on the cultivation of virtues. And then in the last line, the warning, Nanak sandhya kare man mukhi. Anyone who worships but is guided by the ego cannot find jionatike, that steadfastness. And then it becomes frustrated because the objective cannot be achieved. Tike mar janme hoye khwar, frustration. There is frustration because you don't really get what you're looking for, and then ritual just becomes a habit. In the second salok, which is a two-liner, the Guru simply says, again, he's reiterating the role of wisdom, of knowledge in this love affair. Priyo priyo karti sab jag phiri, meri pyas na jaye. Nanak Satgur milya, meri pyas gayi, pir paya kar aaye. So this is what happened. I wandered around the whole world calling out to my beloved, Priyo priyo karti sab jag phiri. But my yearning, my thirst could not be satisfied. And then Nanak says, Satgur miliya. I found the Satgur. I found that enlightened source within me. Meri pyas gayi, and my thirst was quenched. My longing ceased because pir paya, I found my husband's self. Ghare aaye, within. So that is how your thirst, your hunger, your yearning, we are all in that situation will be quenched. And in the Pauri, the Guru again reiterates what we have seen in the past Shabads, in the past Pauris, which is the theme, the fact that the Creator self is indeed omniscient, it's omnipresent, it is the only actor, it is all-knowing, it is the one that is acting out its play through us. So that's the theme here. Ape tant param tant sab ape, ape thakur das baya, ape das arth varan upayan, आप ब्रह्म आप राज लया, आपे मारे आपे छोड़े, आपे बख्शे करे दया, आप अपुल ना भुल्ले कबही, सब सच तपावस सच थया, आपे जिना बुझाए गुरमुख, तिन अंदर हो दूजा परम गया. So the Creator is the soul as well as the supreme soul. In other words, it's everything. It is the master and the servant. It is the one that is giving out commands, and it is the one that carries them out. In other words, this whole dialogue that is going on, it is going on within the self. It creates the castes that people believe in. It is the creator of all creation. It is the ruler. It kills and it saves. It shows kindness and it forgives. It is infallible. It does not err. And it is eternal, such and just. And then this awareness of all of these things that have been listed out, all of these qualities, this awareness also comes through the Gur. It is enlightenment. And that when you are enlightened, when you realize that it is the self playing with itself, it sounds paradoxical, and it is. Reality is paradoxical because it is and it isn't at the same time. When the mind grasps this, then the delusion of duality goes from within. ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ.